So as the season has just ended, there's not a lot of serious competitions to make predictions about. So because of that, I'm going to step away from club football and make my very early 2022 World Cup predictions. Group A, in first place, I've put Senegal. Now, this is a controversial pick as they're not first favorites, and they did win the African Cup, so that's why I think they could finish first in this group. Second place, I have Netherlands. They have had a very shaky recent results, so that's why I think they'll place second, but very barely, I think. Third place, I have put Qatar as usually host nations do quite well. For example, 2018 World Cup when Russia beat Spain, or in 2010 with South Africa. Group B, I think it's going to be a very easy group for England at the top. Despite shaky results in the Nations League, they're still a level above anyone else in this group. In second place, I've picked the U.S., and they've not had the best form, but it's better than Wales, so I think that the U.S. will barely get past Wales in this group. Wales will get third, and I think Iran will get last. Group C, first place in this prediction goes to Argentina. Coming off a Copa America win, many people say that they will win the World Cup. This group will be a difficult one, and Argentina could very well slip out against one of the teams. In second place, I've picked Mexico. This is a controversial one, as Poland is a very good team with Lewandowski. The last World Cup that Mexico failed to finish out of the group was in 1990, where they didn't even qualify for the tournament at all. Since then, they finished second every single time, except in 2002. Poland have a great team. I don't see them coming out of this group, but they very well could go on and prove me wrong. Group D, and my first pick is Denmark. This is by far my most controversial pick in this prediction. France are currently in bad form, and they could also get what is known by many fans as the World Cup winner's curse, as was seen in 2018 with Germany, 2014 with Spain, and even in 2002 with France themselves. This is exactly why I see France finishing second. They could very well slip up against Denmark or the rest of the teams in this group. Third place, I have Tunisia, who I just think will win against Australia and finish third. Group E, and in first place, I have Spain. They're first in their Nations League group, and they won the World Cup in 2010. It'll be the game against Germany that'll decide who goes through as a top team, and I see Spain winning that. In second, I have Germany, who after a disappointing 2018 want to come back stronger and better. In third place, I have Japan, who could be the dark horses of this competition, but I just don't think they're quite good enough to get past Germany in this. And last, I have Costa Rica, who I just don't think they'll do as well as their previous World Cups. Group F, and first I have Belgium. They're a great team and should get through this group in first place easily. And second, I have Croatia, who made the final in 2018, but I just don't think they'll replicate the success they had in 2018. And third, I have Canada, who I do think will win against Morocco. In fourth place, obviously I have Morocco, just don't see them doing much in this World Cup. Group G, and first I have Brazil, who are another big favorite in this to win this World Cup. They should ace this group very easily. And second, I have another slightly controversial pick, Cameroon. They're pretty good in the African Nations Cup, and I think they could just barely beat out Switzerland for that second spot. And third, I have Switzerland, who, as much as I would love to see them have a good run like in the Euros, I don't think they will after the form they've been having. Group H, in first I have Uruguay. They always do good in World Cups, and I see them beating out Portugal by goal difference for that first spot. In second place, I obviously have Portugal. They will need a new manager if they want to have any success at this World Cup. They aren't great in form, but I think by the World Cup, they'll be ready, and they'll make it past the group stages. In third, I have South Korea, who with Sun should easily finish ahead of Ghana. Round 16, Senegal versus the U.S. U.S. will have a lot of support for this game, but I see Senegal pushing U.S. to the limits, and therefore I think that Senegal will win this game by only a single goal, or maybe by penalties. France versus Argentina, as I mentioned before, France is not in the best of form, and I don't see them being the Argentinian side again. England versus Netherlands, this does seem like a game England would bottle, but I simply don't think that they would go out this fast, so I think England would win. Denmark versus Mexico. Mexico have had a curse of always getting knocked out in the round 16, and I think that if this matchup were to happen, the curse would continue and Denmark would win. Spain versus Croatia. With Croatia's current form, this would be a confident win by Spain. Brazil versus Portugal. As much as I would love to see the scenes of Ronaldo knocking out heavy favorites Brazil, I just don't think it will happen. I do think Portugal would send this game to extra time, where Brazil would probably score the winner. Belgium versus Germany. This will not be a high-scoring game, but I do think that Germany will score a late goal to win the game 1-0. Uruguay versus Cameroon. I don't see Cameroon winning this. Quarterfinals, Senegal versus Argentina. This would be a pretty easy win for Argentina, with the final score being 3-1. Spain versus Brazil. With Brazil being heavy favorites, I do think this will be a surprise Spain win with a final score of 2-1. England versus Denmark. As much as England is struggling in the Nations League, I don't see it carrying over to the World Cup. This would probably go similar to the Euros, ending with an England win. Germany versus Uruguay. This is another controversial pick. Uruguay to win in a low-scoring game. Semifinals, Argentina versus Spain. At this point, Argentina will have a lot of pressure to make it to the final, and I think because of it, they will lose 1-3 to Spain. England versus Uruguay. After a huge run by Uruguay, it has to be stopped by England in a 2-0 win. World Cup final, Spain versus England. As bad as England's playing right now, I think they can actually bring it home this year. They very well could lose in the round 16 to the Netherlands, but I have them winning the final in a 2-1 score. Third place match nobody cares about, Argentina versus Uruguay, a 2-0 Argentina win for them to grab a third place finish.